Hey friendlies, how's it going? I am currently trying to get my computer to behave, which of course is not exactly the easiest thing in the world sometimes, but hey, whatevs, right? Here we go. Alright, so let's see my Creator Studio. Go to the live streamage and see if anybody's actually watching just yet. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a rough time getting going. Hey, Outdoor, how's it going? Having a bit of a rough time getting going here. Excuse me. Okay. Nope, that's not the right one. That's the right one. Okay. Sweet. Oh, stop giving me boxes to click. So anyway, hey Simon, how's it going? Wearing a little lumber jacket because it's getting a little chilly down here in the basement. Oh doom. I got a beverage over there for when a few more people are on. I've been cleaning up my the tools I took to the bush last weekend. These pegs were in the mud, so I cleaned that up. Cleaned up the knives, cleaned up the axes. Everything's nice and clean and put away. And you know, I don't know. I was happy to get that. That Hidden Woodsman rucksack into the woods. I'm happy to have, given that some bush time. I'm happy to have given myself some bush time. There's a piece of land owned by a friend of Serge's family. They have like a cabane à sucre. I have no idea what that is in English, but anyways, they make maple syrup. Bush time is a good time. Am I right? Oh, yeah, I'm right. So what? You know what? I find the new way that this... Whoops, come on. Jerk off, there we go. Let me see the analytics. Yeah, there's only 3 of us on. That's all right. That's all right. It's gonna be a slow start, I guess, tonight. Ugh, stop it. Tea's a good drink. I was a little late getting started, so you know. Let me just see what's going on here. There we go. So yeah, everything's nice and clean. I gotta sharpen this thing. Hey Jonathan, how's it going? How's the weather where you are? Today was wet, freezing rainy. I got up before the gods themselves this morning. Well, not really. I got up at 5 to take my car in to get the tires put on because the place where I go, it fills up really early. Said that they would be opening at 6 o'clock special because there's so much need right now because we're gonna get a massive dump later this week apparently. I went yesterday at what, 6:15 I think, because they open at 6:45 and they take 30 people a day and I was number 32, so they sent me away. So today, and they said, look, we're gonna open at 6 tomorrow. So I came home. I went to bed early. I got up at 5. I got there at 5:30 and I stood there and stood there and stood there in line because they didn't actually open at 6. They opened, well, they were aiming to open at 6:45, which is their usual time, but they opened at 6:51. Now here's the thing, man. I stood in the rain for an hour and a quarter and it's cold, it's freezing rain. Man, I was bitchy by the time they got to me. Anyway, so I left in my car, came running home because I thought I was going to be home like early enough that I could, you know, take Camille to school, and the wife would have no problem getting to work on time. She works fairly early. But I got home like an hour later than I thought I was gonna. But fortunately the girls, you know, had everything squared away. Then 5 minutes after the wife left, the garage called and said, "Hey, your car's ready." Like 7:15 in the morning. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I dropped the squirt off and went back and got my car. But it was good to have the winter tires on because it's kind of freezing rainy right now, and I think that by the morning I may have some trouble skating to work, you know? Jonathan, you're around freezing. You have issues with your summer tires. You're waiting on parts to change them next weekend. How the hell does that happen, Simone? Hey, Scott. What do you mean you're waiting on parts to change your tires next weekend? What kind of craziness are you talking about? What kind of weirdness are you spouting, man? Yeah, so it's cold and slippery. Just generally good times. You know what I'm saying? Good times here in Montreal. A city that will likely be skating to work tomorrow. So yeah, that's that. So it's funny, while I was happy to get all this, you know, I was happy to get this bag out into the bush and everything, I feel that, like, the cooking rack, I didn't need because of what we ended up doing, you know. No, I did use the saw. I don't know if I used the silky though. I mean, I know I used my my sweet saw, but I don't even know if I used the silky. And I'm definitely gonna shrink this down. I'm gonna bring like 10 or 20 feet, something like that. 3 meters, 3 or 4 meters. You know. Hey, Winders, how's it going? Oh, you got a safety lug bolt. Okay. All right, fair enough. Hey, Hike, how's it going? But yeah, so I think I brought too much stuff. Like, maybe I don't need this many of these damn spikes, pegs. Like, maybe I can get away with 4 pegs instead of like 8. Thing is, you know, when it was my first time taking this bag into the woods, you know, and so I wasn't really sure what would constitute too much stuff or make the bag too heavy. I'll bring the other 2 guy lines, tie-offs, guy lines, whatever they're called. But yeah, so I'm just moving the stuff around a little bit to sort of optimize my space to equipment ratio, I guess. Yeah, Jonathan, Ottawa can be like that. That's for sure. Hey, Paul. Canadian Paul, not American Paul. I was just telling the guys how I'm trimming down the stuff in my day pack a little bit. I'm going down to only 4 pegs instead of 8. And same thing with the tie-offs or guy lines or whatever for my tarp. Yeah, I think I had too much stuff in. You know, I'm gonna go down to like 3 meters of this, I think. When you guys bring your bank line, how do you spool it? Like, because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most guys don't bring a full 250 meters or feet or whatever this is. Outdoor, are you counting yawns now? Excuse me. Because I did not burp. I think you might be going a little crazy. So, how long is this table? Because what I'll do is I'll measure out the bank line using the table. My Stanley 8-meter tape. 5 feet or 152 centimeters. So, what do you guys think? You won't be on too long. Wait, hold on. You won't be on too long tonight. I had a day in the field. Work crew today. Been raking trimmings and drawing garbage tubs in and out of chip trucks. Okay. All right, Paul. That's fine. That's fine. In fact, how's the new job? So what do you guys think? 10 feet? 20 feet? Bank line? What do you think? Hey, Dish. How's it going? Still waiting on that one Tiger's backpack, eh? Oh, no. Somebody said yawn. Well, yeah, because, I mean, I was up at 5 today. I was up at 5:15 yesterday. Okay, so that's 10 feet. 10 feet. I don't know, should I go with like 20 or 30 feet? I don't know. Like, now that I'm measuring it out like this, it doesn't look like very much. Simon Fourget, yeah. Celsius meters, what the hell is that? Scott, that is the way we measure things in civilization. Just kidding. Okay, so that's 20 feet. 20 of the foots. Mayo pot and make a small hole in the cover. It's not a bad idea, actually. New job place is good. First 5 days was shadowing sales guys. Okay. Oh, and now you're on work cruise. Nice. That's probably where all the fun is anyway, right? Am I right? Okay, I think this is 30 feet here. I mean, if I get into something that 30 feet of bank line won't get me out of, then chances are I should be calling for backup. Remember this? All right. So, hey, Tyler, how's it going? Dish, he means a mayonnaise pot. I think, right? All right. Outdoor. You know, there are those who think that no one has a flag on the moon. Yeah, he means a jar. A jar. What do you guys think? I can just... Like, how should I... Maybe I'll just do like a figure 8 thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And then wrap it around. Like do a hank. Do a little hanky. Little hanky of the panky. Why do I talk? Yeah, okay, I'm going to start that again though because I got all tangled up already. Did I mention that I'm tired as heck? No, nothing cool. Don't worry. There's nothing cool going on here, Dish. There's nothing cool going on here. Just making some bank line hankage. You go for it. Yes, NASA does mandate the metric system now. Oh, I think my fingers may not be long enough for this Hank 30 feet of bank line. That would be embarrassing since I'm an adult. There we go. Yeah. Little bank line. Little bank line, little bank line. Oh, look at that. Guys, this is redonkulously. Scott. Yeah, I'm out of space. And I've still got like half of this bank line to go. I see outdoor and Dish are gonna get along fine tonight. Okay. How am I doing here? What the heck am I doing? I wonder what they tar this stuff with. You know what I'm saying? Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to removalate the hank from the hand. It's a handless hank, and I'm just gonna wrap it around for the rest of the hankage. I don't even know what the hell I just threw on the floor. Oh, it's a paint pot thing for opening the, taking the lid off. Where am I? Hey, Serge is here. How's it going? Standards, NASA, yeah, NASA standards. I have a friend who works at the Canadian Space Agency. This past summer, he gave us a tour of the facility, which was pretty cool. What's cool about it is they have like a command center, kind of like the one NASA has for shuttle launches and stuff. But this one is for operating the Canadarm2, I guess it's called, like the one on the space station. So that, in fact, for most of the routine stuff, the Canadarm is controlled from the Canadian Space Agency in St. Hubert. It's just sort of special stuff that that requires a little more nuance that the astronauts do from the station. I'd never known that before. There we go, little hankage, little hanky panky. Stop it. Oh crap! Well, there's a message retracted already. Went to a couple locations of the chain store. There's for the bank line. Nothing. I don't get it. Yeah, that's true. It's not every night that we talk of astronauts on a bushcraft stream. All right. So you guys remember last time my beer blew itself up so bad that it killed my my live streaming app. That app still doesn't work, so I'm using the official YouTube one again tonight, which is working fine. Tonight's beer is a Broken 7 from right here in Montreal. right? Montréal Rousse, so it's a red. Les Vilains Brasseurs. Oh, in Joliette. Okay, so they're in Joliette. 500 mils, 5%. So, absolute middle of the road. No, no one's done nutsack yet. Thank you for lowering the tone already. This is not my beer opening knife. Here's hoping that I don't volcano beer all over the place again. Brassé par, brewed by Les Vilains Brasseurs. 9106-3503 Quebec Incorporated. 681 Marion, Joliette. The refund on this bottle is 20 cents. What are these bottles called again? What's this style called again? Oh, une quille, right? So it's a Rose. And I'm not going to get beer all over the place, and I'm not going to... No, but Paul, like certain bottle styles have kind of nicknames. Like, you know, the old Canadian beer bottle from when we were kids was called a stubby. Right? I did not volcano this beer, though. This is a good beer bottle shape. I like it. There we go. So, to anyone who's got a brewski, what do you guys have? Sound off, man. Ooh. Okay. It was weird. It kind of hit me with like a sharp, little bit of sour, and I thought it was going to be like sit heavy on the tongue, but then it sort of went all watery in the aftertaste. Not watery, but it's much thinner than I thought it was going to be. Hey, LT's here. What are you drinking? You had 2 Fanzumons on Saturday and you could hardly see? Well, yeah, dude. It's called Fanzumon for a reason, for God's sakes. Paul's having a little water. Tyler's drinking a virgin mule. Okay, so he's going. Yeah, I think it's got a lot of Unibrew stuff is really high octane, like 8 or 9%. So you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. A Red's Black Cherry Ale. I don't even know what that is. Serge is having tea tonight. I'm also having tea. I'm always having tea. President's Choice Red Brew. Okay. Reminds me of Simone. Yeah, of course. Unibrew exports to the U.S. You can find their stuff at the Brooklyn Brewery down in Brooklyn. Although if I'm in New York and I go to the Brooklyn Brewery, I want Brooklyn Brewery brew. I don't want, you know. But for the local set, I guess, Unibrew stuff. Oh yeah, LT. I think I've had that. I did a glue up on this table this past weekend. In Camille's room, there's a thing of shelves stuck into the wall on Casserie, and over time it's just, you know, one of the little strips that separates the shelves from each other has come out, and like the tracks were all coming loose, and Camille hauled on a drawer in the bottom, fell out. Anyway, so I fixed it all, and there is glue like all over this bench now, which I don't care about since A, it's a workbench, and B, it's my temporary workbench. Bam. Not gardenia and mint, but there's definitely a little hoppy and yet malty goodness there, but the two play well off one another without either becoming overpowering. All in all, it's a well-balanced brew. It sits okay on the tongue, a little lighter than I was expecting, but it's a good mouth-friendly drinking beer. Okay. I hope Paul didn't just sign off. Oh yeah, Trois Pistoles, yeah. Jonathan, that Florida, that does not surprise me considering how many Quebecers end up in Florida every winter. It's not a velvety texture. It's not bad. It's not thick enough to be velvety. Essence of a summer's eve. I'm just gonna carve this little wood. I can't figure if I really like this knife or not. I thought I was gonna love it, and it's definitely, you know what I like it for? I like it for if I'm doing something where I don't want to I don't want to beat up one of my good chisels, right? One of these guys, you know, that I like to keep nice and pristine. Like if I'm just scraping off some dried glue or something, that little Mora shines, you know? Really does, because I don't care about it. It's a, what was it, $20, 14 bucks. You know, you scrape, you sharpen it up. No harm, no foul, you know? Tyler, you mean this workbench? What keeps me from finishing it is time. It's time. It's the fact that every bloody weekend is full of something. It's the fact that, you know, I'm also trying to get in some more woods time. And in fact, Serge has asked if I can, you know, if we can plan something. I just gotta get my damn schedule under control, you know, because I can't build that and go to the woods on the same weekend. But I want to get some more stuff filmed, and honestly, not being in the woods is. And I'm building it with my buddy Rob, and I would feel guilty if I just sort of started, you know, on the next stage without him, because it's our project, you know. Scott, yeah, there's a. Hold on. Is Essence of a Summer's Eve a feminine hygiene product? Really? Yes, there is a town called Trois Pistoles. Pistole was I think a slang term for a French coin. There are a couple of Quebecois beer that sort of play on that coin. Like Trois Pistoles is named after the town. There's another brewery that sells, I don't remember the exact names, but it's like two pistoles, and there's a Trois Pistoles as well. But it's a variant on the name so that they don't get trounced. Yeah, that's the thing. This goes, you know, right into the toolbox. It's a shop knife, you know. Now, outdoor, if you're going to be retracting messages, I may take away your little blue wrench. So anyway, yeah, it was good to get a video out, like in the actual woods last weekend. It's also cool to do a loadout video. I've wanted to do a proper loadout video for a while now. And I'd like to do more of them. Like, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to do an actual review of that backpack later in the season, you know, after I've had it out a few times. There's one element of it that I find is a weakness, which Outdoor Dauber, I think, knows about. Outdoor were you the one I was talking to? No. No. It's Tank Tracks I was talking to, who no longer has a channel. It's frustrating. So anyways, you know, no spoiler, but there is one weakness of the bag that I can see right off the bat. You know what? I'm going to start a brewery just so I can call its IPA message retracted. No, I'll call the IPA nutsack. I'll call the stout message retracted. Because I respect IPAs just that much. What was I talking about? I'm just playing with mice for nothing. I'm just going to give it a break. I'm going to drink my beer. What the hell was I talking about, guys? Well, I don't remember, but I do know that it was going to be absolutely brilliant and maybe even hilarious. I don't remember. But yeah, so once I figure out like what I'm putting in that bag, like when I get to my final nutsack IPA, or would nutsack be a nut brown? I mean, just in terms of if someone is buying beer and they see the word nut, they're gonna think it's a nut brown, right? A nut brown ale, a nut brown ale. I'm not cheating on you, Outdoor. You're my number one, baby. The porter should be called Moose Knuckle. Oh, this is getting worse by the second, guys. So yeah, those are two things I'm gonna do. Full loadout and a final, like a review of the bag. Spoiler alert, aside from that one weakness I'm seeing so far, I'm really liking it. Brewed with pot. You guys are like coming full circle, like time and again. It's sort of forming a chain of full circles. Jonathan, I don't know if the Canadian Tire version of this thing is even available anymore, but it was definitely a bigger size. Like it was more of a chisel size. You know, this is pretty diminutive. You know, I mean, I've got smallish hands, and it's pretty diminutive. One. Okay. Now I've broken the seal. Great. The more you drink, the worse the munchies are. The thing is, at this point, someone has definitely made a cannabis-infused beer. In this country, well, they probably did it in Amsterdam first, but yeah. 30 feet. That's good. That's good. That's going to be that's a massive improvement. The thing is, for like the paracord, I kind of don't want to shrink the amount of paracord I have, just because I feel that I'm going to use a bit every time I'm out or something, but I haven't figured that one yet. Okay, you guys are just being funny now. Cannabis infused beer, kind of like NyQuil. Don't make any. Paul. Yep. Yep. Okay, what would looks like that your brew tonight is a substitute valve you missed. Really? Sorry, guys. All right, Outdoor. What would a Scandinavian Forest Axe Ale be? Would it be like one of those flavored ales? Like in this case, maybe a little cedar or pine in it? Ah, the strawberry store. Hilarious. Metallic finish. Scott. Okay, you guys are too funny for your own goods tonight. Yeah, I see, Paul. Oh, I definitely see. All right, so here, all right, so nutsack, brown, nut brown ale, um, sharp edge to the taste. So maybe the Scandinavian Forest Axe beer is an IPA. No, no, you don't want to waste a great name like that on an IPA. The IPA remains, um, what was it? Message retracted. That's the IPA. Because message retraction pisses me off, and so does IPA. The Scandinavian Forest Axe ale will be an ale, like a cream ale, with a little essence of pine in it. I went to this restaurant for my birthday a couple of years ago with my wife, and I had an elk tomahawk steak, and she had snowshoe crab or something crab. You know those huge crab legs, ice crab, snow crab thing, crab. Anyway, and I don't remember the name of the drink. The whole thing was that it was like a Canadian cuisine kind of thing, although crab, right? Well, they have crabs out in BC. Is it crab who lives right here? Shut up, Jesse. But I had this whiskey infused with cedar, and it was something else. It was whiskey infused with essence of cedar, like a cedar essential oil, I guess, and maple syrup, like you know, really kind of a terroir, you know. Let me see. Light beer would be 6,000 grit. Simon, the exact name of that brewery is Les Vilains Brasseurs. Les Vilains Brasseurs. Let me see. Is that going to show up if I do this? No, it's getting too fuzzy. Yeah, the lens is having a hard time focusing on it. Sorry. Emily Outdoors. Yeah, Emily's Outdoors Adventures, right? Right, Paul? Yeah, I watch her a lot. Okay, hold on, let me go. Yes, I do watch Emily's Outdoors Adventures. I also subscribe to her Instagram feed, but I'm sort of paying less attention to the Instagram feed because I find that any Instagram feed that is too heavy on the selfies is just a little dull for me. So I'm not watching her Instagram image anymore. But yeah, I still watch her videos. Pied de cochon, I have not, but my wife has. Yes, I have actually. Only once. Kind of blows a hole in your wallet, right? Simon, I saw his post. So why are we talking about Emily? I haven't watched any videos over the past 2 or 3 days because, as I said to the guys, I was getting up supremely early to try and get my damn winter tires put on. I was still waiting to hear what we're talking about Emily. Yeah, Scott, it's a good restaurant. If you're looking for a good restaurant here in Montreal, I've got a list of good ones for you. I think that the key to eating well is not necessarily falling for all the trendy places because they're like gone in 6 weeks. But just finding like one of the sort of long-standing good ones like Pied de Cochon or something, and just throwing your money at them. Really? I knew Paul. I knew that she had another Instagram that was more of her non-bushcrafty kind of life, but oh, it is private, so I can't see it. Do I want to see it? I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a really good-looking woman, but hey, Axe Junkies is here. What you missed was me having my first epic belch of the night. I discussed the beer that I'm having. Schwartz's is good, but I prefer the Maine, which is on Saint Laurent Boulevard, but the other side of the street. Schwartz's has been sold a couple of times, and I find that it's not quite as authentic as it used to be, whereas the Maine didn't get the really swanky redesign, but I find that the Maine is now more authentic than Schwartz's is. Outdoor, yeah! I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, so Paul, I'm not exactly going to run off to Sweden right now that you've shown me that or anything, because I'm not in an open relationship. But it sort of comes back to what I was saying. Like, the reason I don't want to say this in public, because I think that as YouTubers we should just be supporting each other, you know. But I don't watch a very large female bushcraft YouTuber anymore, because she started going all like bikini shots, and like as soon as I have no problem looking at a great looking woman. I'm as big a pig as the next guy, you know, but I watch bushcraft and axe videos and stuff within a very specific context. And in that context, you know, I'm trying to come up with a more cerebral reason than it really is. I found that she was already successful, and when she started doing bikini videos, because she did a video or two with oh, what's that German woman's name? I don't remember. But like, when she started doing the bikini videos, it just felt disrespectful to me as a longtime viewer, and it seemed really cynical. And it killed my desire to. Oh well, killed my desire to keep watching her stuff. Yeah, that's it. Gretchen Gewürztraminer. Hold on. Hold on. Sweden is real interesting when it comes to relationships, partly as a function of... Yeah, I've heard that before too. But Quebec is a whole different ball of wax. Tried to get a garde-manger last time. Yeah, it's my wife has been there a few times. I have not, but she likes it. Oops. Yeah, Axe Junkies, thank you for not wearing bikinis in your videos. I feel that. You know, Paul, you know exactly where I'm going. I see. There's a message retracted. Axe Junkies, thank you for that. Suspenders are sometimes difficult to attach with that. Yikes. Yes, Steffi, yeah. I don't think her name is Steffi Graf, is it? No. Is it? I don't know. But yeah, Steffi, you know. And sure, Steffi, I watched like a couple of videos, and man, I had her number right off the bat, and I was like, you know what, forget about it. What's interesting about her is she did a couple of videos where she's wearing like a belly shirt or like a really skimpy tank top, and like she's wrapped a scarf around her waist as a skirt in the woods, and scouting free is like, man, I've been in those woods, and that is Tick City. So she's doing it for the views. Okay, but I'm crapping on my own policy of being supportive of other YouTubers because we're all essentially on the same side. So I don't really want to get too far into it, but you guys now know what my stance is. Yeah, outdoor. That's what I was saying. She wasn't Steffi Graf, but her name was Steffi something. Hey, Rob. Style. You guys are weird. Yes, Axe Junkies, I do believe you are correct. I do believe you are correct. See, now I feel guilty for going into it. I think that what not enough YouTubers believe, but I do, is that we're all essentially on the same side, in at least, in some ways. We're all just trying to get by in this messed up universe that the company YouTube has brought us into. At the beginning of this year, they changed the game on everyone who's small like me. A lot of us, I mean, those girls are not small like me, but I mean, a lot of the smaller channels, I'm working my ass off, and I'm not seeing any benefit. I've been at around 2150 for the whole year. I'll get 5 and I'll lose 6. I'll get 4 and I'll lose 3. And YouTube just isn't putting my stuff out there anymore, and it's happening to all the little guys like me. So I'm really trying to be nothing but supportive to other YouTubers, almost no matter who they are. If it's a Jake Paul, forget about it. I'm gonna rip that guy a new asshole. But for the people who still live in the real world, like around 10 or 20,000 subs and below, hold on. You'd buy a message retracted brewery thong? Okay. I was very specifically not connecting the dots, by the way. You like to watch the Pantsless Lumberjack? Wicked Weasel, yeah. We do vote with our views and clicks. That is true. That is very true. Yeah. It's one of the reasons I watch so many videos, like, of the small guys. It's funny because I've like the big YouTubers who I used to watch all the time, I'm watching less of because I'm trying to throw my views at smaller channels, because I feel that Outdoor, what are you saying to Dish? Whoa, guys, it's a family show. It's one thing that I very much want to get past that conversation and talk about instead is my I don't know where it is, but my great big honkin' first aid kit. I have to. The problem is that big first aid kit that I showed in my video, which is somewhere. Oh crap, Serge! It might still be in your trunk. I'll check upstairs just to make sure, but it might have not left your trunk. Oh no, there it is. Okay. This is me trying to get the conversation back on track. This is it English on one side? Yes. This is like it's for like up to 7 days and 1 to 6 people, which is why it's so big. But when I'm in the bush, like just me and Serge, no, it's okay, Serge, I found it. I can get away with a much smaller kit than this, and I think that's what I have to do, because this is like the one that I bought for when the family is out camping. I don't want to throw the stuff around too much, You know, I'm not, you guys have all seen the inside of a first aid kit. But I think that I should get something much, much smaller to throw into the bag. Used to watch the full video insert ad from a YouTuber once per day. Yeah, a Tenenbaum. Yeah, the AMK small kits. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Paul, here, what I do is, it hasn't changed, okay? I watch my YouTubes with Brave because Joe doesn't need my ad revenue, right? Nobody's making bank off of ad revenue anymore. Not unless you've got like 14 million subs, right? Because it takes a million views to get $1,000, right? So none of these guys are making bank off of the views. I use Brave to watch YouTube because it blocks all advertising. And because the thing is, Joe's not making bank off of ads, but YouTube is. And if they're not fucking paying me, I'm not going to be part of their... Because I'm already helping them succeed by being on the site and watching videos, right? Because you get eyes to the site, and there's a halo effect of people watching more stuff and not using Brave or whatever, so that, you know, so ads are being viewed. But the only guys who benefit from ads in a real sense is YouTube. And I had this whole video planned for you guys where, you know, because Brave does this thing where if I sign, like, if I share a specific link and, you know, you guys all use it to try Brave, I get $5 for each person who does that. I don't think they do it anymore. But I didn't do it because I figured I don't want people to think that I'm turning them into a cash cow, you know. But it's a great browser. I'm not being paid to say this. But it's a good browser. It's fast as hell. And I get no ads. But it's not my comfort zone, so I don't use it for everything. You know, my comfort zone is Safari, but I use Chrome for uploading and prepping my videos because I bought a suite of tools, and they only work in Chrome. But you know, they help me optimize my tabs, my tags, and a whole bunch of things. Hold on. I tend to start avoiding their videos, so now I'm an hour and a half to watch their camping weekend story. Yeah, man, I can't watch a video that's longer than an hour. In fact, I often can't watch something that's more than a half an hour. I really try to keep my videos down around 10 cents. What? Down around 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes they crank up a little bit to 20 or 30, but I just... Because I don't have the time to sit there and watch an hour or an hour and a half video, I try not to do that to other people, you know? But Simon, what I would do is I would buy a basic kit and then add a couple of things. But like as Tenenbaum was saying, those kits, those AMK are good kits. You know, it's a good place to start. You don't have to add a whole lot. Excuse me. Hold on, I just lost track of... Not sure how it changes things, but you bought YouTube Premium? Okay. Interesting, yeah, YouTube Premium. How much does that cost per month? Paul, yeah, you downloaded Brave too, eh? Yeah, you know what sucks about it, though? Here's the thing, guys. Brave also allows you to, like, it's hooked into a digital currency or whatever they're called. What are they called? Like Bitcoin and stuff? What's it called? Tokens? No. I don't remember. But it's hooked into one of those. And it allows you to donate to creators. Like you throw a bunch of switches, you know, you donate a certain amount per month to this creator, that creator, and it's small amounts. And that's what was exciting to me because I love the idea, for the same reason that I patronize, like a half a dozen YouTubers, you know. And one day I'm gonna get my Patreon up and running, back up and running. One day I'm gonna do it. I've got a couple of ideas of how to make it better, because I love the model. But the Brave version, I can't add any damn money to because I don't use British pounds or U.S. dollars, which is why I stopped talking about Brave, because I didn't want. All right, Paul. See you later. I didn't want to tell everyone, hey, come on, man, support me. It's like, you know, by throwing me $1 a month and not be able to support someone else. I feel that if I'm taking, I have to be able to give. So that's why I'm not pushing the Brave thing anymore. But I still think if you guys are looking for a good browser and you don't have to deal with ads when you're watching your YouTubes, Brave is the way to go. Robin, for you, definitely sutures and splints. Guys, you should watch Robin and me in the workshop. You should watch Robin and me eating lunch, because this guy is the second most accident prone dude I know, and I'm pretty accident prone, so it takes a lot to impress me, but he can do it. Did everyone say bye to Paul Bakima? Okay, yes, okay, good. You're working with Jason Hunt to develop a trauma kit for woodsmen instead of a full turn. Interesting. Craig, if that's not going to cost like $1 billion, I would love to know more. Well, it'll cost $1 billion to get it across the border. But I would love to know more about that at some point. So, Craig just, nonchalantly threw up a picture on the Axe Junkies Facebook page. Was it yesterday or today? Recently, of this like new, this new council tool camp carver that comes with like a long straight handle or a small curved one. I was just like, must have. So you guys who are not on the Axe Junkies website, get over there and just wave goodbye to your wallets, because there's something you'll want to spend money on like every 30 seconds on that site. So Simone doesn't like the AMKs as much. Oh, wait. Outdoor. Yours is Band-Aids, antibiotic ointment, burn gel, gauze, tape, butterflies. Yeah, those. Everyone should have butterflies. Triangular bandage again. Pain bands. Yeah, good. Yeah, Simone, I've heard of that extension actually. Oh, Serge, you watch the Apple TV to watch the tubes. Okay. Scott, it's not that... Brave isn't that new. What's the URL? I think it's brave.com. It was started by an ex-Mozilla guy. It offers a lot of really nice privacy stuff as well. I'm very into my online privacy, okay? I mean, I put a bunch of stuff up on Facebook, but I have lately, by which I mean the past 3 or 4 years, tailored what I put up in an attempt to fool the algorithm as much as I can. And I don't Google anymore, except if I'm at work. It doesn't matter. I use DuckDuckGo. Brave and DuckDuckGo help to mitigate the, this of my personal information everywhere. Zip Stitch. I shall check that out. Is Simone going to put up a URL? Oh, there's a URL right there. Zip tie based wound enclosure. That sounds interesting. I see. Zip Stitch US. Oh no, that is interesting. Here, I'm gonna put up a URL since Simo missed this one. Simo. Actually, Simo, I'll be interested to see what you think of this. Simo is not unfamiliar with the trauma gear. Tenenbaum, thanks for showing that, because that's pretty cool. The new version of the soft tee? Me neither. Me neither. Hey guys, I have... Oh yeah, I would love Axe Junkies, when you've got that trauma kit going, I would love to see you and Outdoor Dauber discuss during a live stream. I'm still trying to figure out how to get like a Google Hangout to work on this channel. Oh, sorry guys. What was I saying? I'm still trying to get the Google Hangout thing to work. One of the problems I have is the fact that my main Google identity is Jesse Corbet instead of Raindance Bushcraft, and Jesse Corbet is also a YouTube channel. It's dormant while I'm trying to get this one. I decided to dormantize, right? Good, yeah, dormantize. Go with me on this one. My vlog, so that I could concentrate on this one until this one was sort of up to like 5,000 subs, maybe 10. So I definitely don't think that it's going to be active again anytime soon. But what it does do is it means that it's really hard, because of the way Google does everything it does, to set a Google Hangout to this channel. And I haven't figured out how to get it to, and it's funny because a few years ago I did it. You know? I don't know. Yeah, man, get together in Jess's backyard. It would be amazing if you guys could get up here and we could do a live stream like all together. Especially because I like doing live streams with a guest on. I feel that it's more interesting for you guys, and you know, you never know what's gonna happen. What do you mean 2 years? Better, but yeah, than butterflies are, yeah. Doorman, you gotta renew your passport no matter what. I renew mine all the time. The only place I ever go is New York City, but, you know. I had to get a... hold on. The three main tools guys hurt themselves with in the woods are saw, axe, and knife. Yeah. LT, we'll make sure we got some good beer. We would have the American contingent come up with some good micro. They would never be allowed to cross the border with microbrews, unfortunately. But it's worth dreaming about, am I right? Some good beers, some good stuff, some good carving. I'd have Axe Junkies bring everything Council Tool has ever made, or just all the recent velvet cuts and what's the other expensive line called? What is it? Chainsaw Skidder and 70-foot trees. Yep, that's that does sound kind of dangereux. It's funny that I'm pulling a blank on the other on the on that other council line. Oh well. Woodcraft, yes, thank you. Yeah. Outdoor gave me an idea after the last live stream that I just want to make sure I'm set up for. I'm gonna put my damn sweater back on. It's like, I think it's like -5 outside, so this basement is unheated, or at least this side of the basement is unheated. The unfinished side is unheated. That's a good point, Robin. We could just zip Scott, NYC, because I have many in-laws in NYC. Many. Because the wife has much family down there. Yes, or we could all just shoot down to Vermont and meet up in the Rock Art Brewery. You're absolutely right, Robin. That's not a bad concept, actually. It's too bad Paul Bikini had to go. I wanted to say that after the last conversation we had about my blog, I do have an axe. I am going to do a post about my axe bucket list and my backpacks bucket list, but I'm also going to do one on like 5 skills that I really want to improve in 2019, because that was a good idea and it was Paul's. He said, well, bucket list? No, tell me what the 5 skills you want to improve are. And I think that's a very interesting blog subject. So if I ever do get some time to put up another post, then I think the next one will be the 5 skills. Also, wait. Yeah, Scott, probably about 22 Fahrenheit, give or take. 22 degrees freedom is -5 degrees Canadian. Hey, Austin. Also, it's time for me to start thinking about this year's gift guide. And I've come up with a concept. No, shut up, Jesse. I've decided that I think I'm going to up my limit this year to 200 Canadian dollars, because I've done 2 years in a row of like a limit of 100 Canadian. I've cheated. A couple of the things were 100 American, which right now is hella expensive Canadian. But yeah, I think I'm going to do 200 bucks Canadian this time around. I got to do it soon, but I want to wait for the Christmas decorations to be up. I don't really mind NYC. I don't love it the way some people do. One of my sisters-in-law, man, she's like, that's my town. Except she doesn't, she's very francophone. But, you know, I don't think NYC is my town. But I think that the American Museum of Natural History is one of my favorite buildings in the universe. From the planetarium to the everything. I still haven't seen all of it. Partly because when I go down to NYC with the family, I don't just sort of go off on my own for an entire day or two, you know? We sort of fit it in, but man. I went down to New York City to pick all the wood for my fancy Sadowski base, which I think you guys have seen. And if not, let me know, and I'll just sort of go whoop across the screen. But the thing is, cities are all great, and they're all terrible. You know, there is no city that's better than every other city, no matter what the residents, maybe Montreal is. Kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Like, cities are all great and they're all awful. Period. In equal measure, you know? I would love for next time we're going down. Yeah, Simo, that's a good one too. I would love for next time we go down for the girls to just drop me off somewhere in the Adirondack. I mean, obviously I would plan a camping trip first, but yeah. It's for entertaining for people who don't want to do it themselves out in the woods. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Axe. I would rather spend the weekend, with an axe and a fire. Austin, hey, had an idea that I'd like to see if you and I could coordinate together. I usually do the Reddit gift exchange at Christmas. There's a Reddit gift exchange? What? Uh, Austin, if we can draw up some interest, yeah, okay. How would we? How the hell would we? There's a Reddit gift exchange. What do you guys think of Austin's idea? Like, how many people would you, like? How? I'm very intrigued by this. You know, about whew, in 2001, I was sitting in the Chateau de Duc de Bretagne, the what had been the seat of the old Duchy of Brittany. I think it was a duchy. Yeah, it was a duchy in Nantes. Now the thing is, the French government removed Nantes from Bretagne, from Brittany, and put it into the Loire region when they reorganized all the provinces into departments, as a way of kicking the spleen out of the Breton separatist set. I mean, it's hard to really move for a separation when your historical capital is no longer part of your territory, right? But I was sitting there in the castle, and we were there kind of in the off season, so there were only like 4 people visiting this castle. And I was looking around, and I've been listening to the Story of English podcast for the past several months because I'm a big geek about stuff like that. Man, I love Old English. I like Old Norse. My interest starts to kind of wane when you get into Middle English and early modern. But I think about how, these castles and England at the time and the Romans and all these societies. Like, you think of a city today and you think, that dude's got matches and he's lighting a smoke, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But way later in our history than you might think, people were making fires with a rock and a piece of metal, or 2 rocks, or like skills that we now think of as bushcraft skills. Okay, we got time. Skills that we now think of as bushcraft skills, or like people kind of look at you for, ferro rod, fire. These used to be urban skills or just basic skills. Starting a fire without matches was the way you started a fire for most of our history. And I was thinking about that because I was sitting there in the courtyard of this castle. It had a huge well. It was, it was a marvel of architectural skill and grace. It's a beautiful castle, and it's strong and it sits heavy, but it's also got a lot of just gorgeous decorative features and some, kind of not fragile, but you know, like some graceful filigree over the well and everything. But at the end of the day, you still couldn't start a fire in the fireplace because everything was fireplaces with a lighter, or like by, you know, crunching up a piece of newspaper, throwing it in, and tossing a match. Back then, I didn't realize yet how big the forest was going to be for me. You know, it was still sort of growing in the back of my head at that point, and I wasn't into bushcraft at all. I didn't even know I'd never even heard of it before. And I took, at that point, I had a girlfriend from the Bronx. I took her to France, and we were shown in many, many ways the differences in the way the French view Americans and Canadians, well, French Canadians at any rate. But anyways, yeah, I really liked that castle. And sitting there, because I'd never sat in something that old before, right? In North America, old is 400 years, right? In this city is whatever, 400 or 375. Or, do you know what I'm saying? Like, 4 centuries is big. I'm saying 4 centuries because that's how long my family's been here. But like, sitting in something old, and the architecture was every bit as skillful, and the building was every bit as skillful and ornate as anything we could build today. And they still had to knock 2 rocks together to start a fire. You know? My goodness, okay. Let me go back to that gift exchange. Wait, what's Reddit? Isn't that a women's magazine? Outdoor Man, you're on a roll tonight. Just talking smack. Just talking smack. Like Robin. That's 4chan. Yeah, that sure is. Oh, crap. Where was I? Scott, Montreal's a great town. It's not the only great town, though. There are some, you know, there's something to love in almost every town. Almost every town. Not including Cornwall, Ontario. Yeah, I think you'd like Quebec City as well. The old part of this city is really, really gorgeous. The new part's kind of ugly and gray, but, you know, it's got some nice stuff there. And, you know, the Plains of Abraham, right? That's where Canada happened. Oh, Outdoor, you did the apple butter over a fire? Nice. Get it on. Oh, is that the castle that they're building now? I watched, like, okay, I told you guys I don't watch a video that's over an hour, but man, I threw a lot of an evening watching a video on that, if that's what I think it is. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Seriously, what's Reddit? Come on. Nah, Outdoor actually doesn't know the Reddit stuff. But yeah, Austin's explanation is pretty bang on. Uh-oh. Outdoor, really? In a copper kettle? Wow. Oh, Filthy Delphia, okay. I just finished the beer, guys. It's gonna be a problem. But yeah, I'm up for a gift exchange. How would we organize it? You know, we can take it offline if you want. You can drop me an email and we can discuss, or we can talk about it here. It's up to you. Or we can discuss and then talk about it in a more general sense in the next live stream. I don't know. What do you think? I'm open to it. You know. Oops. I'm definitely open to it. Excuse me, guys. So tired. So tired. Oh, so tired. Yep. Get Alone Castle is exactly what I thought it was. Yeah. Fascinating. Fascinating. Sure thing, Austin. Thanks. Just taking a look here. I like those zip stitches. I'm going to check them out. Interesting. In a big, big way. Yeah, LT, I'm kind of with you. I think that if the French king had paid more attention, you know, if he'd paid more attention, maybe history would have been different. But he didn't give a hoot. But it's all water under the bridge, because I had family on both sides of that war. Ain't nothing we can do about it at this point. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of North America is people whose ancestors fought each other, fired musket balls at each other. I'm just thinking like, like how big the American Civil War was, you know, and how many families that would have affected. And for us, the war between, like, you know, the Plains of Abraham is sort of the poster child of the same thing for us, you know. Where are people on Outdoor Man? I guarantee you. Oh, Austin just did you a solid. So what do you guys think? Are we gonna check out this Reddit thread? Oh, hold on. There's a space before the com. That's how he managed to get around YouTube's savage censors. Beer. Oh no, a battle is literally brewing between Pabst and Miller Coors, who are in court today to argue a case that could make or break the future of Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't like Pabst Blue Ribbon, so I don't care. Doop eatin' doop eatin' doop. Helping me enjoy beer. Single hop beers. Uh-oh, your craft beer is about to get more expensive? My craft beer is already pretty expensive there, guys. Guys and gals. Peeps. Guys, I have to take a wicked pee. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Damn beer. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that, Pokies. Wait, go back. I got me some cheese. Oh, so good. Who the hell's Le'Veon Bell? Hey, Dr. Sharp. Three to 4 minutes of stoppage time. Now that's football talk, by which I mean football. Are we sure not would have a backup plan? I'll finish the bench at some point. I'll finish. We already talked about that, about how I never have any time. Sometime next year, yeah. Hey, a Canadian basement is still Canadian, so it's worth it. Beer and cheese for the first part. Dude, if you want farts, you should let my daughter in here. Hey, yes, of course I washed my hands. You guys want to hear something? Last Friday was a ped day at school. So, anyways, so I dropped Camille off at school. The daycare runs the day on ped days. I went to pick her up on Friday night, and the daycare worker said, "Can we talk to you?" Yeah, okay. And so apparently Camille had kicked... Sorry. Apparently Camille had kicked a boy in the balls. And they said, it's okay, we consider this self-defense because he was choking her at the time. And so, I'm like, okay. Alright. Camille, what? Now, Fridays, Camille has hip-hop class, right? But man, she was crying about it, and she was feeling terrible, and through her tears, she said, I didn't mean to kick him in the walnuts. I was aiming for his knee. But she felt terrible about it. And here's the thing, this boy has never been a problem with her, but he's been a problem with everyone else. The kid's a hellion, okay? He's an absolute brat. He's a bully. He's a problem. He brings nothing to the class. And they had a small disagreement, so he choked her from behind, then turned around and choked her from the front. And so she aimed a kick that she had learned in karate class at his knee and missed. And just bombed him one in the pills. And so when the daycare worker sort of ran over, she sort of turned to Camille and said, what belt are you? And Camille said, red. So she turned to the guy and said, you're lucky she didn't put you on the floor. And so Camille wasn't in trouble this time. If it turns into a thing with her, then she'll be in trouble. But like, I've been telling her for literally 3 years now that if a boy, or no, not if a boy, but if a bully gets you to the point where you feel trapped and you can't get away, push, do something to get away, and then run to the teacher. Do whatever it takes to get away. I've been trying to teach her, you know, that no boy should ever touch you without permission. Nobody should, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, And she's been so damn reluctant because she didn't want to get in trouble, and she finally hauled off and bonked someone, and she missed and hit him right in the pills. So I felt bad about it, but still kind of proud because she's finally like, you know. And I said, look, Camille, you're not in trouble. It was an accident. You're not a bad person. You know, you didn't mean to do that. But it's, you know, it's, I said, it's, I told you, if you can't get away, you did good. You defended yourself. That's all I need, you know? And she called them walnuts. And I know exactly why, because the teacher had obviously said the nuts while they were talking about it. And when Hamza sent me those walnuts, Camille discovered that she likes walnuts, even though she hates nuts. I think she was enchanted by cracking the shells and picking out the good stuff, you know? And so it's just in her mind, they were walnuts. So she's crying, and I didn't want to hit him in the walnuts, and I'm trying not to laugh because she's obviously in some in some anguish, you know? And I don't want to say, hey, good for you. You take that boy down, because I don't want her to turn into a fighter, you know? But still. And, you know, the teacher's like, this kid, you know, this kid had it coming. So, okay. Dish, right? Well, the thing is, it was a kick that she learned in karate, right? It's not just a like, you don't just sort of kick like this. You sort of lift and go like this. But he was so close to her that she couldn't, you know, she doesn't quite have the control that she will at some point either. Anyway, so she bumped him on. He did let go of her when she did that. So all's well that ends well. Yeah, but Simone, I'll remember it at her wedding. Black and blue walnuts. Yeah, and I'm the same. It's like, Tenenbaum, that's an interesting point, actually. Um, yeah, actually, it was a front kick. I don't know what the English term. I guess that is the English term. In class, they only use the Japanese terms, but yeah, it's a front kick. Um, Austin, most homes in Montreal definitely French. We speak both here. Um, the original plan was that I would only speak in English to Camille, and her mother would only speak to her in French, which is the way we are most of the time, because Camille can flip back and forth without like no thinking, no hesitation. Um, but every now and again, like whatever Camille starts to speak to one of us in, we'll just return at this point, because the reason was we didn't want her growing up with like a lot of kids in bilingual households. If the parents aren't really careful about keeping their languages separate, the kids end up like flipping back and forth in all kinds of weird ways. And we're at the point now where Camille doesn't substitute English or French words very often, so it's okay, you know. Um, but there's a lot of English in homes, especially in my part of Montreal, in NDG and Westmount, and Westmount's 30% Franco, but that's still the most homes are speaking English at home. And NDG, it's sort of a, well, in this part of NDG, there's a lot of Russian, there's a lot of Ukrainian, there's a lot of Korean, but most, I'd say probably most homes speak English at home, you know. Just taking a look here. Tea. Muy bien. I don't know why I told you guys about that kicking in the balls. It's just it's a funny little story. You know, it's part of Camille's narrative. You know. Yeah, man. When you were 7, you kicked a boy in the balls because he was choking you at school. I just wish she didn't feel so damn guilty about it. Right? Because what I don't want is for her to decide that she better not defend herself next time. Because there's another bully that's a wicked problem. And about whom we kind of have to send an email, which is on my computer, and I'll send it after we're done here. It's like, man, what is it with bullies, man? Like, sometimes they're doing it because they're getting hooped on at home. Okay, I get it. Sometimes it's just because they're socially awkward and they don't know any better. Okay, I get it. But I don't care. If they're taking down my little girl, I got a problem with that. You know? I heard that too. Hybrid Jeeps in 2020. Land Rover, same deal. Hybrids and electrics in 2020. That makes me hip hop happy. That's when I'm gonna get me a Jeep. I will not be able to afford a hybrid Jeep. There's no way. That's gonna be like, that hybrid. What's that Subaru Crosstrek? You know how they only make the hybrid of their high end one? It's like, oh crap, that's expensive. Sticky hand technique? Is that when you grab the hand and you don't let go? Hey, Waterman's Woods, how's it going? Jeep trucks. I saw Tenenbaum. Yeah, they are getting out of combustion engines entirely. Their entire electric fleet will be available in China first, because it's a Chinese-owned company now, and then it'll filter out to the rest of the world. I saw a Wrangler-based pickup, which I thought was very cool. Yeah, Axe Junkies. I'm at the same point. I'm at the same point. I'm done. I'm done. Because the thing is, while the school is bringing together an anti-bullying program, every day that my girl gets hooped on is a hit on her self-worth. I don't have a lot of days to wait. Neither does she, So if she starts solving the problem herself, I'll just have to say, listen, while I'm sitting at the principal's office, like, you guys take care of her or she will. I'm not there. These kids are a problem. It's 4 years now that we've been asking for you guys to step up. So if she's stepping up, I don't care how often I'll sit there, and then I'll speak to Camille and say, listen, it's frowned upon at school, blah, blah, blah. But then she's getting ice cream after school, man. You know what I'm saying? She's getting ice cream because I'm done. I was bullied so bad. I'm TMIing you guys, but I was bullied so bad that I failed grade 3 because I never went to school. So it gets me where I live, and it's unacceptable. You maintain contact all the time. Yeah, that's what I thought. I like hydrogen, but I don't know if it's gonna. It's a non-starter because Quebec has been pushing for electrics for a while, Scott, come on, join the electric / hybrid / hydrogen side. Toyota's going heavily into hybrids. Shut up, Jesse. Toyota's got a real interest in hydrogen. They've already got a hydrogen car somewhere in the world, probably in Japan. Didn't Hummer go under? Oh, the actual Humvee. um, excuse me. Come on. Yeah, if I get a Jeep anything this year, it'll be released so that when 2020 rolls around, I can just flip into a hybrid or whatever they've got. Yeah, it's of course it's because of Hydro Quebec, but I mean it works. I mean, if it gets more electrics on the road, I'm fine with it. Just taking a look. I found a 27-ounce watt. Someone just commented on one of my videos, but I haven't the time to take a look right now. Yeah, no, I definitely don't think that electric is the way forward for long haul trucking or like. Um, I think that's something like for something like a Jeep or a Land Rover, it would be great because with an electric engine, man, you get torque, right? So I think for like going over rocks and stuff, I'm just thinking about like an impact driver, how you go with low, you know, low speed turning but heavy torque, and it tunk, tunk, you know. I kind of feel that for something like hydrogen, you should bring back like dirigibles. You should like transport hydrogen in blimps. And you still have to truck the empty blimps back to the factory or whatever, but like, you know what I'm saying? You fill a blimp full of hydrogen, fly it to where it's got to go, empty the blimp, truck it back. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming. I feel that the internal combustion engine, it's over a century old. Its time has come. You know, but I think that if you switch from internal combustion wholesale to electricity or wholesale to hydrogen or wholesale to like you move everything to another solution, you're not really. Yeah, but the Hindenburg was remember the Hindenburg was covered in flash paper. Okay. Um, what was I saying? I think that if you move everything from gas to something like electric or whatever, you're not really solving the problem long term. If we could get past this idea that economies of scale and break it up so that you've got a cocktail of different things on the road. You've still got some petrol or diesel engines going, but you've also got some electric and some hydrogen and a whole bunch of hybrids of whatever. Maybe everything's going to be more expensive because you don't have the economy of scale the way you do when 100% of your cars, well, at this point 90% of your cars are all gas. But then no one industry potentially is going to be big enough to do the damage that the gas that the oil industry is doing. Like if the oil industry is a third the size and there's an electric, there are a third of the size, and then there's your hydrogen and whatever else. You mitigate the damage that any one industry would do. Uh, oh, interesting point, Austin. Hybrid is bad choice for your location, doctor? Why is that? Because I could see like in some locations electric is bad, you know, or whatever, but the thing about anything that's expensive right now is that it won't be forever, you know? Like, electric cars used to be way more expensive than they are. 9 minutes left, guys. Like, I don't even think that internal combustion necessarily has to be... I don't know where I was going. I lost it. I just saw, like, the conversation flip up, and I was like, what? And then I lost where I was going. Yep. Excuse me. Like, the expense of any specific technology is dependent on how new the technology is in some ways, or rather, how widespread it is, you know? I think, you guys are getting weird. 10% battery, outdoor. Well, you got 8 minutes left. Let's hope. Let's hope. Because you gotta hear the, you gotta hear ring the bell. But, you know, I think that the people who designed these alternate systems are, yeah, that's a good point. Outdoor, turn down the brightness of your screen. It'll save your battery. Yeah. Goodbye. Oh, doesn't your H work? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I'm liking it. I'm liking my plans. Yeah. What the hell was I gonna say? There was something else I wanted to talk about tonight. And I got distracted by Camille's, you know, ball busting story. Oh, I see. Doesn't your H work go to make it to the... I didn't even see that. Because my phone hates me. You know, I think that the autocorrect on my phone is an absolute hate crime. No problem, Max Junkies. I like doing it every week. I look forward to the Tuesday live streams. Sometimes I'm really, really boring, but sometimes I'm pretty interesting. You know, it's up to you guys to help me move in the right way on that one. LT, I used the bank line for a video that's going up next week. I used it. I used it as the ridge line for a tarp past weekend. Outdoor, good. I like it. Okay, rooster it is. I wasn't really sure if it should be like Craig or rooster or, you know. Felt kind of weird talking to Axe Junkies considering, you know, the Facebook group and how many people are on it, but, you know. What do you mean 381? Oh, 8 is the yawns. Oh no, I just said yawn. That was a good one. That one kind of felt, that was satisfying. That was good. Yeah. So is anyone getting out this weekend? Anyone playing with some axes this weekend? Rooster's playing with axes this weekend, probably. That guy's got so many sweet axes. I wouldn't even know what to do with them all. I know exactly what to do with them all. Come on, Jess. But yeah, anyone getting out there? Swinging the axes, swinging a saw, hitting the bush? I'm not. I'm gigging this weekend with the boys. And, you know, it's also the Santa Claus parade, and I'm a family guy. Outdoor. Saturdays are the first day of bear season. Hey, have you bagged anything yet, by the way? Oh, it's -10. Okay, yeah. All right. Scott retracted a message. Damn it, man. Salon du Livre? Okay. I have never been to the Salon du Livre. I'm drinking tea to keep from yawning, but it might make me have to go pee again pretty soon. Yeah. Got to figure out when Serge and I can hit the woods again. Got to plan. It takes much planning. Oh, wow. You got to deal with your Ford? Okay. Okay. Whoops. Was that recent? Yeah, Simo, you're right. We should. The hiccup is that my second kid is due on the 20th of December. So I don't know how the hell. Oh, just last week. How's the car? And it's a good thing you're alive. Jeez. Four 18-inch logs. Nice. Finally got a chopping block. Good. Good, because, you know, I know what happened to your last one. You're gonna make it, man. You're gonna make it. Yeah, so Serge, I'm gonna look at geez, $2,400 worth of damage. The Salon du Livre is a book expo, I guess. Yeah. Like no. So, Dish, could you keep the deer that you took down with the car? Like, do you need a tag for that or something? How does that work? Wow, a moose and 4 deer, and you're still alive, Simo. That's amazing. Still waiting for Dish to answer my question. Yeah, Outdoor is right. $2,400 is a grill. You're a bookbinder, really? That's cool. I got a book I'm trying to save from disintegrating. I'll send it to you. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Oh, okay. It's 11 o'clock. So, as Rooster would say, ring the bell. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next week. See you guys next week, folks.